everyone, and welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to go through some simple ways that you can improve your personal finances this year. And these are all things that I've implemented into my life, which has improved my life and also my personal finances dramatically. So let's jump into it. So the first thing is setting up an emergency fund. And this is a term that I actually learned from reading The Barefoot Investor. If you haven't already checked out that book, make sure you do, because it's a really awesome book about personal finance. And basically what an emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of your living expenses held in cash in a high interest savings account. And the reason why people have emergency funds is that just in case an emergency pops up in your life, for example, if you lose your job, you still have a bit of money to fall back on. And I've got to be honest here, guys, I didn't actually realize how important having an emergency fund was until March 2020, when the illness started going around and a lot of people started losing their jobs. I myself was so nervous about losing my job, but I was so grateful at that time to have an emergency fund to fall back on, just in case I did lose my job. I used to kind of think, what is the point in having so much money in cash in a savings account when I could just invest that money? And it wasn't until I went through that period that I really started to get a deep appreciation for emergency funds and the financial stability that it brings. Because even now, I know that whatever happens in the future, I do have some money to fall back on just in case. And that alone has given me so much peace of mind. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you give this video a like and turn that button blue, and subscribe to my channel for more videos about investing and personal finance. So something else which has really helped me with my personal finances is setting up various financial goals. So the first financial goal that I set was saving up $100,000 for a home deposit. I set this goal when I was 19 years old, and at this age I didn't even have 2 cents to rub together. But I had this goal in mind and I really wanted to achieve it. And I think that when you do set yourself a goal, you will do whatever is in your power to achieve that goal. And even though I thought it would be impossible to save $100,000, eventually I did it. And after I reached this goal, I was kind of thinking, like, now what? What should my next financial goal be? And now my next financial goal is to get to financial independence. So I have my financial independence goal in mind, and slowly but surely I'm working towards this goal every single month. And even though I'm only making small steps towards this goal, it's just awesome to have that big goal in mind. So I think it is really important to set yourself a financial goal, whether that be paying down any credit card or consumer debt that you may have, or perhaps saving up for a home deposit or a deposit for an investment property, or even setting yourself saving and investing goals per month. Having a financial goal in mind can really help you stay motivated to achieving all of your financial goals. And it will just make you feel so good about yourself once you do start to hit those big financial goals, which you once thought were impossible to achieve. So the next thing which has really helped me with my personal finances is tracking my expenses. I think that when we do have our financial goals and our saving and investing goals, the next step is to actually start analyzing where our money is going. And the first time I did this, I've got to be honest with you guys, it really shocked me to see where my money was actually going. I was spending a lot more money than I really thought I was, but I think I needed to go through that in order to see what I was spending money on, so then I could eventually see what I could cut out of my budget so that I could save more money. Now I use a free app called WeMoney, and if you would like to download this app for free, I've got a link in my description below, and if you sign up, we both get a free $5. And this app really helps me stay on track with my personal finances, and it connects with my credit card to show me how much I'm spending each month so that I can stay on track with my financial goals. And that leads me to the next thing which has really helped me, and that is finding ways to save money. So once you start tracking your expenses, you'll soon start to see things which are important to you and things that you're happy to spend money on, and the things that you didn't really really need to spend money on, but spent money on anyway. And what I've noticed is when I have started tracking my expenses, I can actually start to see patterns and see which things I don't really need to be spending money on. Now I only prioritize spending money on the things which actually bring me joy and things that make me happy. And I try to cut out of my budget all of the things which don't really bring me value and don't really bring me joy. For example, I used to spend quite a lot of money on clothes. Pretty much every couple of months I would go out and I would buy a couple of $100s worth of clothes. But those things didn't really make me happy. So I have cut down my budget on clothes quite a lot. Another thing which I used to spend quite a lot of money on was convenience food, and that means going out to cafes and restaurants, not to actually enjoy the meal and the atmosphere, but just for convenience. And instead, I've been making all of my food at home and only going out for special occasions when I wanted to treat myself. And I find that this has helped me save so much money in the long term. So I think it is important to have a look at what you're actually spending money on and try to prioritize the things which make you happy and the things that actually bring you value. So the next thing which has really helped me with my personal finances is increasing my income. And I did this by asking for raises, moving jobs and getting promotions, and also starting side hustles. So I think that if you're in a similar position, perhaps have a look and see if asking for a raise is something that you can do in your next performance review. But sometimes, unfortunately, even if you do deserve a raise, sometimes the business that you're working for might not be able to facilitate that higher salary. And we all know in the world right now, there are a lot of businesses and industries which are struggling. So if that's the case, then it's completely up to you what you want to do from here. Do you want to stay where you are, or do you want to move on and have a look for a higher paying job? Or would you also like to start a side hustle? And on that note, if you would like to help me take my side hustle to the next level, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos about investing and personal finance. So on the topic of side hustles, I think that it's really important for all of us to have a bit of a creative outlet and to have a passion project that we work on. It doesn't necessarily have to be a business or a side hustle, but it absolutely can be that. And I've got to say, starting a side hustle and starting this YouTube channel is honestly one of the best things that I've ever done. It was really scary to put myself out there initially. I was so scared of being judged. I was so scared of failure, especially because I was going to be putting myself out there, and if it all failed, then I would just be so embarrassed about it. But I pushed through all of those uncertainties and all of those negative thoughts, and I actually started my YouTube channel, and I am so grateful that I did. So I think if there's anything that you are sitting on, and perhaps there's a business idea or a side hustle idea that you'd really like to start, my advice is to just go ahead and do it. The worst thing that could happen is maybe your side hustle or your business will fail. But even if it does fail, you'll learn so many valuable things from that failure, which will make your next business or your next side hustle a success. The great thing about side hustles is it is a really great way to earn some extra money. So the next thing which has really helped me with my personal finances is investing and getting comfortable with the idea of investing. So I think that investing for the first time can get really scary, because I still remember those days. I was so nervous to put my own hard-earned money into an investment which I don't really know will pan out. But what I've learned over the years is the most important thing to do is to start. And by start, I don't mean just chuck a few $1,000s at any investment. I mean start learning and start taking small steps in your investing journey. Perhaps you can start reading some investing books. And by the way, I have some links to my favorite investing books down in the description below. Or perhaps you can start researching different investments that you can make. For example, stock market investments like ETFs and individual stocks. or perhaps real estate. There are so many different investing options out there, and I think it's important to research all of them to figure out which one is right for you. So once you've learned enough about investing and it's time for you to actually start dipping your toes in, I think that the next step is to start working out an investing strategy. And this should all be based on your risk profile and also your investing goals. Have a think about how old you are, what kind of returns you would like to make, and also how much risk you are willing to take. Because with investing, there are some assets and investing options that can give you the potential for really, really high returns. But with really high returns also comes the potential for really big losses as well. So it's important to weigh up these different options and see which one is right for you. I personally started out with a robo-advisor called StockSpot, and this was the perfect investment for me because StockSpot automatically diversifies your investments into a range of different shares, gold, and bonds. So I had 70% of my portfolio in a diversified range of different ETFs, and I also had a portion of my portfolio in gold and bonds, and they automatically diversify your investments for you. And I actually recently started investing back in StockSpot as well, and if you would like to check out StockSpot, I also have a link in my description below so you can learn more about it. So the next thing which has really helped me with my personal finances is starting to understand taxes and getting a good tax accountant. I think that when we are starting to increase our income, start multiple income streams and side hustles, our taxes can get really, really high. And at that point, I think it is definitely worthwhile to get a tax accountant. I've learned so many things about taxes from my accountant. So if you don't already have an accountant and you are earning quite a bit of money, I think that it's a really good idea to get yourself your own personal accountant. So you can get some good tax advice on how you can reduce your taxes and also protect your assets at the same time. So those are all the things which have really helped me with my personal finances, and I would love to know what you guys are doing down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! And if you'd like to see more videos, I've got some links to some videos here, so make sure you click the links and click through to another video.